As James J. Zerillo so simply said, social studies is the study of people. This contradicts the average student and teacher's view of social studies, which primarily focuses on facts. However, it is truly the study of people's interactions. Zerillo's main point in Teaching Elementary Social Studies Principles and Applications is to inform teachers how to properly educate students in social studies. Teachers have the responsibility to ensure that lessons help teach students how to become productive members of society. Teachers display the information best when keeping in mind the following: diversity in the classroom, individual interests, and the construction of lesson plans. The look of the classroom is constantly changing. According to Zerillo, the white population is decreasing. By the year 2020, it is projected to be at 63%, and by the year 2050, at 52%. Thankfully, social studies is a subject that can talk about a variety of cultures that are similar to those of your students that are in the classroom, and to inform students about different cultures across the world. For example, having 3 or so lessons in a unit about different cultures, then having an International Food Day to bring in dishes that are part of those cultures that your students learned about. English learners are a growing group in the American education system. Therefore, it is important to keep in mind how to relay information to ELs and English-only students so that both parties can understand the lesson clearly and find the information challenging. Students' interests can play an important role when thinking about how students learn information. Zerillo talks about the history of how progressive reformers and Jerome J. Berner thought that social studies should be more than just memorizing facts, and more about hands-on experience that can incorporate different areas of content, such as the humanities. Just like I experienced in 7th grade American history class, instead of taking a test about the Revolutionary War, we had to create a reenactment play of any battle scene. We had to create the set, script, and costumes. Also, implementing technology into the classroom can create a hands-on learning environment that prepares students for the 21st century job market. As people in the education field, we know that every lesson needs standards. However, Zerillo makes a point that some states do not have a formal way of assessing students in social studies. This again shows how social studies is the subject that is able to integrate other areas of discipline and technology to assess students' learning. Moreover, social studies content is split into 3 different categories: concepts, generalizations, and facts. I found that these 3 parts resemble the following lesson plan parts: big ideas, essential questions, and the information for the lesson. Concepts, just like big ideas, are broad, and they cover general topics of the lesson, while generalizations and essential questions are more specifics and give students the opportunity to explore these general topics. Lastly, facts create the information that you are trying to attempt to bestow on your individual scholars. Throughout the first chapter, Zerillo makes a point on the importance of teaching social studies, as well as the teacher's role for the transportation of the knowledge of social studies to their students. He perfectly displays the importance of these 2 things through showing how social studies teaches students how to be outstanding citizens, and how it can be used to tie in the individual interests of students. Lastly, here's your question. Outside of Zerillo's own points, how do you think diversity in the classroom affects how teachers present social studies to their students?